It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another video here at PNX Handhelds. And this week, I've got another unboxing for you. And I'm excited about this unboxing because this is the second Miyoo device that I've ever unboxed, and it's my second micro console that I've ever reviewed. What is it like? Let's find out right after this. Hey fam, swati tu konkret, PNX here. First and foremost, I want to thank you. Yes, you for watching this video. I know you literally have thousands of videos you could be watching on YouTube, and I want to thank you for watching my video because I know I'm still a small YouTuber and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch one of my videos. And I hope that this is just the start of many, many more to come. So that said, as I mentioned, this is my second Miyoo device and my second micro console. So if you're not familiar with handheld sizes, basically any handheld that's under 3 inches is considered a micro handheld. And then 3 inches to 5 inches is kind of the standard range. And then 5 to 6.5 is considered large. And then, of course, anything from 6.5 and above is considered XL, basically. So we got a micro one of the smaller guys. I'm excited about it. I know it's different, and that's what I like. So let's find out. Okay, looks like it's well packaged. All right. I appreciate the thoughtful packaging here. All right, so let's just take a look here. You can tell this is just a outer box kind of thing. Very simplistic. That's all right. Doesn't need to be fancy, just as long as it gets the job done, and it definitely does. All right, and then Miyoo has another case. I don't know if they're still giving away this case, but they were giving away this case as part of the pre-orders. And this is similar to the other Miyoo that I had, the Miyoo Flip. I love that they go for the retro game controller. As you can see here, has Miyoo on it. It's a nice hard shell. Looks pretty nice. Let's see what we get on the inside. All right, so they put their card in here. So here's our card that I bought with it. We get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable, and I like that their cables are flat. Not everybody gives flat cables these days, and I think flat cables always look great. So there we go. Now, one of the things this device is missing is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So they want to make sure if you have those headphones, you can utilize it. So we have USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone to be able to enjoy those. And if your computer doesn't have a micro SD card slot and you want to be able to put your own ROMs on it, this gives you a USB-A to micro SD card reader to be able to transfer everything seamlessly from your computer, assuming that your computer has a USB-A port. So again, lots of goodies there. I appreciate we get that. And yes, I know this is probably only $1 on AliExpress, but the fact most people don't have this. So it's nice that we get that extra coverage. And then let's take a look here at our manual. Again, because a device that was $630 did not come with any manual, just a QR code if you want to see a manual. I appreciate that we're getting one here. Okay, so you can see buttons and ports, charging indicator, main interface operation, game import, online battle, FAQs or facts, depending on how you want to say it, of course, precautions, and technical support. And look at that, it's even in color. Impressive. So again, I may never read it, you may never read it, but for somebody that's not great with technology, this is a nice benefit to have. So I'm glad that they thought of that for us. Let's put everything in our little pouch. Let me know, what about the included accessories gets you most excited about this device? Is it the manual? Is it the USB-A to micro SD card reader? Is it the 3.5 millimeter to USB-C port, or the flat charging cable? Lots of good stuff there. Or of course, the case. That's a nice hard case to protect your device. Now, of course, this doesn't come with every device. You have to ask them for a memory card. And then we get a nice little sleeve here. All right. Now, this is a micro handheld because it has a 2.8-inch screen. So you get 3 little clicking positions. Let's take a look around the corner here. So we do have L1, L2, R2, L2, and they are raised just a little bit, so it makes it easy to be able to hit the L2 and R2 easily with your fingers over the top of that. Looks like you can press the buttons a bit. They're a bit clicky, but that's all right. All right, so we get status lights. For example, if you're charging it, it'll light up. When it's powered on, it'll light up. There's your power button. Little lanyard spot. So if you have a lanyard, great. I like the flexibility. volume up and down, micro SD. Nice and simple, but not too bad. And then on the front here, I, I don't know how to describe these buttons. You're going to have to help me. Are these golden buttons? Are they like a weird green? I'm not sure. And then we have, I appreciate that they've actually colored in the letters as well instead of just leaving it one color. Gives it a little splash of color. Get your start and selects, your menu button. Nicely done. All right, so before first boot up, let's go ahead and put in the memory card. Now, this will be a 1-week device, as per usual, historically speaking, of course. So we'll do a live stream on Wednesday, and then on Friday, I'll do the review. And let's test. Usually, for these Chinese handhelds, you put the bottom side facing up, the graphic side facing down. Yep, that looks to be the case. There we go. Slid in nice and easy. So you get 3 stops. It's definitely not as stiff as the Mini Flip, but it still feels nice in the hands. All right, let's go ahead and get this boy turned on, or girl, depending on how you like to think of your handhelds. See, we do have a film protector on here. Probably take that off fairly quickly. As a matter of fact, I might as well try to do it now. You know, I wish we got a screen protector on it, but a better one. But it is what it is. The nice thing is these usually are nicely protected. If I can get my finger in there. All right, well, we'll just deal with that later. I don't know. So definitely small, as you can see here. But, you know, these are definitely still fun little devices to be playing on. Let's see what we get out of the box. And I appreciate that they call it game. Let me just zoom in here for you. There we go. So I appreciate that they call it game because Ambernick, for example, calls it rooms, which is kind of strange, but that's all right. So you have access to RetroArch, app, and settings. Let's take a look over here and go the other direction first. So we can do RetroArch, SCUM VM, File Explorer, RetroArch 32. I don't know why we need 2 RetroArches, but okay. ADB Wi-Fi, Ganian, okay, good. Back, settings, do power off, change the brightness, change the color profile if you want. Okay, interesting. I think it looks pretty good out of the box. Sure. Language, you can change it. By default, as you can see, is English. Auto off. Okay. I guess I'll have to look in the manual to see what that is for. Okay, we have date and time. Shanghai. No, I am not in Shanghai. As you guys know, I am in Asia, but not in Shanghai. Let's see here, Bangkok. There we go. 24-hour clock, turn that off. That's good. Network synchronization, probably do that with Wi-Fi. So let's back out. Key map, okay. And this is where I can make it where this is the A button, for example, and this is the B button if I want to. I like we get that flexibility with their software. Menu to save and exit, okay. Themes, okay, we do get some themes out of the box. Cozy V4. What does Cozy V4 look like? Let's take a look. Okay, well, that's not too exciting, is it? Let's see here. Themes. Yeah, okay. Final day 750. Okay, interesting. Okay, look, you got some different little graphics there. Kind of interesting, kind of cute. All right. Game Master 750. Okay, a little bit darker. I kind of like the darker theme. All right, that works. Hibernate never fixes factory reset device info. Let's see what we get here. All right, got our serial number, version, CPU, memory. Okay, so it does recognize the card. Good. Website, everything looks good there. I didn't think there was Wi-Fi, but I could be wrong. Oh, no, I missed it. Wi-Fi on. Now, I can see this being an excellent device for, again, the type of person that would keep something at their desk. Maybe the days that they finish their lunches early, they go and play for 10 minutes. That's more than enough. All right, so there's my Wi-Fi. Let me change my, or let me log in here. One moment. Sorry about the jiggles. Okay, welcome back. Kind of getting in the face, though. We'll lift it back up so it's not so much in the face there. I'm not sure why that would be declining. All right, well, we'll figure that out later. All right, so back, let's check out our games now. So the nice thing is when you do get the games here, unlike some other devices, Miyoo gives you quite a bit here. PDF. All right, I don't know why that would be listed there, but that's all right. PS1. Let's see here. Got some good ones here. Symphony of the Night is always one of my favorite games to be able to play because it has such a good soundtrack to start with and throughout the game. Gran Turismo, Harry Potter, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, Twisted Metal, Ridge Racer 1 and 4. All right. So, I mean, definitely some good game selection here. Let's try Castlevania. Okay, this is a really nice screen. I have to give them that. At least the mono speaker is facing us. All right, we want to be, as always, we want to turn this down for a second here. As always, we want to, include my real name here, Keenik. All right, decide. Yes, we will decide. All right, I'm going to crank it up here just to hear the audio bit. I'll probably eliminate this in post-production, but like I say, the screen looks beautiful. I know this was on another one of their handhelds that was more of the Game Boy style rather than the Game Boy SP style like this. Load. I'm impressed with how good it looks, honestly. So we'll always give this a try. So Dracula. So the audio is a little crackly, but more at lower volumes than higher volumes. It does sound overall pretty good, though. Of course, missing some bass. There's no thumping to it, but you wouldn't expect that out of a mono speaker. So let's be honest, can't complain. I wish they would have gone for stereo, but of course, this is still a good place because your fingers won't be covering it. So, and it's you. So I appreciate that. I would have been kind of nice over fingers might be resting nearby and kind of covering the audio versus here, you're never covering the audio as you can see. All right, let's see if I can't beat him here like I did on a live stream recently. All right, let's go. Okay, here he is. And I appreciate that they appear to have curated this list fairly well because in reality, this game doesn't require analog sticks. So I appreciate that they've curated it a bit to make sure that it's not just games that include it. Because, for example, I have played some game consoles that do not have analog sticks and they include games that you need analog stick to even function it. Oops. I timed that one horribly. That's on me. But what? Die, monster, die! It's so funny because it looks like that would be like the end of the game, and that's just the beginning scene. So cool. I love this game still to this day. And like I say, for PS1, and you figure I believe this came out in 1997 or before. So before the PlayStation 1 included analog sticks. If you did not know, the PlayStation 1 did not launch with analog sticks. It came out in 97 or 98. So they were still relatively new for a large part of the PlayStation 1's original life cycle. But this game came out during that period before, so that's where you get some really cool gaming experience without this. And same thing for NBA Jam. NBA Jam came out before analog sticks, so you can actually play NBA Jam. Again, I don't know if they've included it here, but I don't think I saw it on there. But then we can press menu, and then we can do different things here as well. We can restart, close content, save states. Sure, let's save it. Quick menu, save state, save state. So start and select at the same time, which is easy because you just drop your fingers that close to your game for you. Okay, go back. Again, Resident Evil, Crash, Silent Hill, Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto 2. We have a lot of good games on here. I'm going to be interested to see what you guys ask to see played during the live stream. Remember, I always take requests. If it's on the device or if it's capable of being played on the device, I'll play it during a live stream. So, of course, this device is only going to be taken care of for 1 week. So I need to know on Wednesday, what would you like to see? Just reply on this or attend live and ask for specific games or game consoles. Game Boy Advance, what do we got over here? So 007, all kinds of stuff. Remember, the only exception to the rule is if it is part of Nintendo's IP. They like to strike down on people for going on their IP, so I'm not going to risk it. And look, there's Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the GBA. And we have other Castlevanias as well. I appreciate that because those are some fun games. Spyro, Crash and Spyro. F-Zero Maximum Velocity. F-Zero GP Legend. For the sake of argument, let's try GP Legend. Just want to give you a taste of this little guy. It's nice because it's so small, a little 2.8-inch screen, but it's more than big enough, honestly. I know a lot of people are kind of afraid of devices that have under even 4-inch screens. But honestly, even a little 2.8-inch screen looks really good whenever it has good resolution. And this has good resolution. All right, content. Let's go with P. Nick, of course, as usual. Have to stay on brand after all, right? Duh. All right, yes, we are P. Nick. Let's go with Grand Prix, just so I can get to a race here for us. Let's do Novice because it's my first one here on this device. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll go with Dragon Bird. Like I say, let me know down in the comment section what games you want to see during the live stream. So you can either watch them live or watch it later, of course. Live streams are at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, 7 o'clock Thai time, and that's 7 p.m., mind you. So, yes, I'm speaking in Western time, not in Thai time, because in Thai time, I believe it would be considered 2 in the evening. So, go, go, go. Oops, I should have gone over there, but that's all right. Mm. Looks really good. Yeah, my live stream, I only usually play a game for a couple minutes, talk to you, answer any questions that you have about the device, handhelds in general, me in general. It's just an open forum. So feel free to join. You're all part of the fam after all. Obviously, novice is the noob level. And since it's my first time using this controller, I wanted to make sure that I could at least put on a decent show for you. But yeah, I hope that the quality of the screen is showing through like it is for me because it really does look amazing. I can see why Tech Dweeb said this is one of his favorite screens. As I mentioned, this screen was used on a Game Boy style clone that is also obviously a micro console because it's the same size screen, 2.8 inches. But I hadn't ever experienced that device. And I can tell you now I understand why Tech Dweeb likes it. It is an amazing little screen. I don't know, it just looks more fun for me as well being the GBA clone rather than being a GV clone. What's your favorite kind of clone? PS Vita, Game Boy, or Game Boy Advance? I'd love to hear from you. All right, 954 kilometers per hour, my first race. All of the laps were fairly close in time. Not bad, not bad. Again, you just kind of have to go in knowing that your fingers are going to be kind of spread out a bit. So just kind of interlock them a bit, as you can see here I'm doing. That gives you the appearance of more space. It still gives you the proper finger grip for both sets of triggers and bumpers. So do that. And yeah, it's not bad. It's obviously very small, but it's not bad. And again, this is one of those things that this is going to move up. This is one of those things that they'll get a lot of points for ease of use because obviously, as you saw, very easy to use. I could have just gone into a game within a couple seconds if I wanted to. So I appreciate that. I wish I could make the enter button here without having to remap it, but that's just me being a PlayStation guy that loves having the X button being the confirmation button. So we got some Wonder Swan color. Shoot. I'm guessing that's some Tate games. Super Famicom, aka Super Nintendo. PlayStation. Neo Geo Pocket. Neo Geo. If you're not familiar with Neo Geo, they were some of the best arcade cabinet makers in the world. And the Neo Geo, they actually made a home console using the same internals as their arcades, which was pretty awesome back in the day. MS, I'm guessing that's Sega Master System, and Sega Mega Drive, aka Sega Genesis. MAME Plus, of course, is arcades. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy. Famicom, which again is the Japanese version of the original Nintendo, the NES. Arcades. Let's see, did they add Solid Snake on here? 375 games. Not bad. And I like that we get the box art. They've already scraped the box art and a little thumbnail of it. So this is something that you could buy for someone else, and you know that out of the box, even if they're not tech savvy, that they're going to be up and playing games in no time. And if you've never owned a home handheld before, one thing you can of course do is if you get the card like I did, then you can take the ROMs out of it, and then you have your own ROM collection for other handhelds in the future. Buttons are a bit clicky, but you know, for such a small console, I would expect them to be clicky. Not getting any, I'm trying to go off kilter. It's not giving me any false diagonals, anything like that. So far so good. Of course, I remember Mary Kate and Ashley, but not from their own TV show, but from the TV show that they were started as babies. Full House, that's what it's called. Oh, they did give us Metal Gear Solid again. So I do get my favorite game here. So we'll make sure to play that during the live stream. I'll probably add Metal Gear from PlayStation 1 on here as well, even though it'd be really difficult because you really use the analog sticks quite a bit. But, you know, just for fun, why not? Give it a try. So I'm going to stop it here before I get too long-winded here. Let me know again what you want to see, what you think of this little guy. And I like having different colored devices. So I chose this device. And just as an example, my first Miyoo, the Miyoo Flip. This is the Miyoo Mini Flip. So you can see this one's a bit more rounded versus this more square looking. This has the mini HDMI out. This did include the USB and 3.5 millimeter down here. On this side, of course, you get the volume rocker and you got the memory card that's over here now. And see, this one actually came with two memory card options and a power button over here. So definitely different. The funny thing is this looks so much bigger, and I'm sure you would agree. This looks so much bigger, but this is only a 3.5 inch screen. This is 2.8 inches. So whenever you think of 2.8 inches versus 3.5, it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, but it definitely makes a difference in a handheld. So these buttons are a little bit clickier. This is quieter. Of course, this gives you analog sticks. You can see you get a bigger speaker. Definitely, this has quieter buttons. So if you're like me and you prefer quiet buttons, this might be the way to go. But if you want something cute and little and hyper pocketable, this might be the way to go. So I look forward to seeing you on the live stream on Wednesday and for the review on Friday. And until next time, this has been Peanut. Extremely excited to announce the PNix Handhelds official worldwide giveaways. Now, each giveaway will happen at predetermined benchmarks. What are those benchmarks, you may ask? Well, the first one will be to have 100 YouTube channel subscribers. After that, the second benchmark will be to have 500 YouTube channel subscribers. And the third benchmark will be when we reach 1,000 YouTube channel subscribers. And then the fourth benchmark and all subsequent benchmarks thereafter will be when we receive 1,000 more subscribers than the previous benchmark. So again, think 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and so on subscribers. Now, to qualify for the giveaway, you must A, be subscribed to the Phoenix Handhelds YouTube channel, of course. The second qualification would be that you would need to register on phoenix-handhelds.com. And the third qualification will be that you send me a private message on the website to let me know your username on YouTube. This is simply because YouTube will not allow me to have direct private communication with my subscribers, and this will just facilitate that much easier for us. After each benchmark has been met, I will randomly select a YouTube subscriber and reply to their private message from the website. The gifts will include a branded coffee mug, t shirt, or desk mat, or other options may become available in the future. Subscribers are eligible to win a gift once every 3 months or every 3 gifts, whichever happens first.